Hello, welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I'm just tackling a job which I've been meaning to tackle for some time, but I've been putting it off because it's a job I've been dreading a little bit. Let me explain. I've got a holly hedge here, which is obviously full of very, very sharp, prickly leaves. And down here there's an ornamental quince, which is also covered in very sharp spines. And I'm trying to get rid of this bramble. Put my glasses on, my safety glasses, and I'll show you why it's completely taking over. And I want to get rid of it. I'm slightly conflicted because it does produce berries, which I know that the birds love, but if I don't tackle this now, pretty soon it will be a job which is beyond me. Now, I thought there might be several ways of doing this. I might be able to get in there and completely dig the root out, but unfortunately the root for this one is inside the holly hedge, so there's not much chance of me being able to get in there. The other approach I thought I might be able to take was to be able to sort of spray each leaf with some kind of chemical plant killer, but I'm reluctant to do that because I do prefer a kind of an organic approach to gardening if possible, because these things invariably have a knock-on effect. Whatever poison you put on something else often gets into the food chain, and I want to encourage wildlife as much as possible. You can actually see these little ornamental quinces now that I've removed some of the bramble starting to develop. They'll develop into a lovely bright yellow golf ball size fruit towards the autumn time. So the approach I'm taking is very much a mechanical one. So let me show you how I'm doing it and what I've put together. First of all, safety goggles. Incredibly important to protect your eyes when you're doing this, because when you start these things moving around, they go everywhere. Good pair of secateurs and a good pair of loppers. The loppers are good because you can kind of reach in and get to the base of the plant. I've also got my grubbing hoe because it's a great tool for sort of reaching in and hooking something. The approach I'm taking is strictly a mechanical intervention. I'm getting as low as possible to the root of the plant and cutting it off. And that's something I will do again and again and again. And my hope is that by keeping on doing that, eventually it will weaken this very invasive and aggressive plant, and eventually the plant will die. And by doing that, I'm avoiding using any chemicals, and I'm revealing what's already here, which is this beautiful ornamental quince and a lovely thick hedge. I've got some thorn-proof gardening gloves, and I've got a very thick coat on, long sleeves. This coat is actually a Barber biker jacket, so it's designed for scuffs, so it should be able to tackle this. So, safety glasses, thorn-proof gloves, thick coat, loppers, rubbing hoe and secateurs, all available from my Amazon shop, and I shall put the link below, and I'll just do a quick demonstration of how I'm going about it. So here are two pieces of the offending bramble. I'm calling it bramble. It could well be a black currant or a red currant, I don't know. It does produce berries. And as I've already said, I'm slightly conflicted because those berries are good food for the birds, but I already do quite a lot for the wildlife in my garden and want this out. So, thorn-proof gloves, and this is how good these gloves are. I'm just getting hold of it. I'm pulling it as tight as I can. Now I'm reaching in, snipping it as far into the bush as possible. Same again with this one. In I go. And I can get in there because I've got my glasses on, safety glasses. I've got my thick coat on, I've got my thorn-proof gloves, and I can get down there as low as possible and remove that. Now you can see here it's already growing across the ground, and wherever it touches the ground, it's putting roots down. So again, I'm going to get right in here as far as I can possibly get and cut. If you follow one of these down to the roots, you'll find several others, and you can snip them at the same time. And by snipping those, you don't even have to remove the branches if you can't get to the branches, because the branches will die in situ. If they're up in the air in the bush, they're not going to be able to put roots down. But look at this here. It's growing into this long grass, and it's got to go before it gets too much to handle. And of course, if you can tug it out of the ground and get the roots, all the better. So there we go. How to remove bramble organically. Hope you've enjoyed that. I've still got a bit of a job to finish here, and it's an exciting day today because the gravel is arriving for my arid desert gravel border. I'll see you soon for some more bramble removing adventures. Bye for now.